Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today, we're taking a look at from the Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Dinobots Unite subline. This is Ultimate Class Volcanicus. Volcanicus is the combined representation of the Dinobots. Now, while this figure does not combine, it does transform and is one of those spinning, transforming type of deals. So, yeah, we're starting off in its beast mode, which some people have said is a dragon of sorts. But I want to point out this is Sludge's head. So, I mean, I'm not too sure if it's a dragon. Basically, Sludge forms the arms and front part of the torso. Grimlock is like the meat of everything, the head, the upper leg connectors, while Slug and Snarl form the legs. Methinks if they wanted to, they could take that Power Rangers Megazord that they released a couple years ago, retool it, and we could actually get a Dinobot combiner like that. But then again, it wouldn't transform into robots, so who knows? And who knows if we're even going to get a fully transforming, combining Volcanicus. Something tells me that since we're getting something like this, the answer is going to be no, but I could be wrong. One other thing I want to mention is the very front of the head here comes separate in the packaging. Just have to snap that on. It's a safety feature for transport and all that. Like I said, this is actually one of those pull and spin combiners. So what we're going, let me turn it here, give you a look at the front. There's the beast mode head and neck. Some paint on the shoulders. You have, and that's a little bit of an issue I have, is that the head is a little fidgety to get it to lock it out like that. But we'll talk more about when we get into the transformation. And, here's the legs and the rear of the dinosaur. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transform it. And the way you want to engage the transformation is you're going to pull out the tail very quickly. That will basically have this whole hip section and knee section spring up while the torso spins into place. And then we'll go from there. So, and there we go. It's a little tricky to do. It is a very big figure, and yes, I know part of it is off camera. So the first thing you want to do is, once it's up like this, come in, fold the legs in, they'll peg into place there. While you're around the back, push that lever down. That will actually lock the torso from spinning. And I will adjust the camera. The head should have come in and down like that, so don't worry, we'll do this again. And bring the shoulder cannons forward, straighten out the arms. You want to rotate them so the little red bits face up. Flip the beast paws in. They will sort of soft tab into the wrist. And now for the weapon, gonna flip it around like so, give you a longer handle, and that'll just peg right in, forming a sword for Volcanicus. And oh yeah, there you go. And there's Volcanicus in its beast mode. Close the head if you so desire. Here you see Sludge and Snarl's heads right there. Swoop's head is missing. You can bring the wings in a little more, like so, or fold them up like that, depending. They're articulated. Grimlock's head is missing as well, but you can see the little bit of the shoulder blasters there, the missile launchers. We'll get to those in a minute. The only real articulation is at the torso. You can bring the arms down. There is some lateral movement. Everything from the waist down is one solid chunk of plastic. Nice looking head there. I would say this is a better looking Volcanicus than the one we got from Powers of the Prime. Now, besides being that whole twist and spin thing, if you come in here and pull down on the sides of the torso, you got some Energon armor. And as a lot of people have mentioned, what's nice about this is the armor is locked into place quite securely here on the back. Really no risk of accidental release, but also it sits very nicely here on the chest. So this looks like a beast that's ready for some action. Now, of course, I'm going to show you how to reset everything. First, let's go ahead and remove the weapon here. It is a little tight in the hand, but not too bad. Make sure you fold this up. There's a couple tabs in the inside of the tail that will help hold things in place. Really wish you could hold it like this. I think that would be a little bit better, but I understand. To reset the armor, just flip it up, and it will, the two wing pieces, if I can hold it in place, here where my thumbs are, will just secure into the latches there. Like I said, it will hold it quite nicely. You want to come forward, bring the wings back a little, rotate the arms up, rotate them forward, rotate them around so the red spikes face out, and you'll just bring the paws up. Do it again on this side. Try to keep them somewhat angled like that. Then what we'll do is come around the back, flip up that latch. That will free up the torso rotation, bring out these back leg sections, rotate this around, and this is actually very tight. You're going to bend it backwards at the knee. Hear it like start to catch there. These legs, by the way, are on ball joints, so there is some posability there. Bring that forward and down. Make sure everything's as settled as best as you can get it. Now for the head here, the instructions say flip it up and then pull it out. But really what you have to do is pull it out and down a little for it to catch. I wish there was an easy way to do that. There isn't. You just have to play with it. Bring up the shoulder guns. You can position them however you wish. And then for the tail section, the hollow bits are going to face down, so that will just peg in and click. So there you are, back in Volcanicus's beast mode. So we're going to try one more time, get a good little spin going. Remember, pull it faster. It'll help. There we go. Get it up. It still didn't pop down. You know what? I'm going to reset it one more time here. And we're going to give it a good try. Usually I don't have problems like this, but of course it was working fine before. I tried to record, but again, with everything set, we're ready. Here we go. There we go. It flew down. So again, bring the legs down, peg them into the rear, That white tab is going to be your friend. It will help lock everything into place. And we'll just like that. So, all in all, I think Volcanicus is a fun figure. And again, it's not going to set any records for complexity, but it's cool. And, I mean, yes, the Greek gimmick is a little obtrusive, but it could be a whole lot worse. So how about we pause, and we'll come back with my final thoughts. Volcanicus is a fun figure. I think a lot of younger fans will have a lot of fun transforming it back and forth. The spinning gimmick, it's not one of my favorite gimmicks, but they had to basically change up the whole, spring transformation somehow. And I think it does that well. I am curious to see where Volcanicus goes in the show, how long it's featured, and do we get any more figures? I wouldn't mind if we get something like we did with the Combiner Force. If you remember the final subline for the Robots in Disguise cartoon, where we did get combiner sets that were basically very simplified figures that went from robot to vehicle to limb and had very minimal articulation. I think in something like Volcanicus, minimal articulation would work best just because it's much more stable and sturdy. I mean, this is a solid figure. There is a nice little bit of heft to it. There is some hollow bits, sure, but unlike a lot of the Combiner Wars figures, you can have the arm out straight and it won't tilt forward. You don't have to worry about things swiveling off. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to do like downward dog or other yoga poses with Volcanicus, but would you really want to anyway? So that's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions. Help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel is one that should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, please do consider signing up for my Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. A little card here in the corner and a link in the description below. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards, as I almost knock over Volcanicus. All you're doing is helping me help you bring figures like Volcanicus to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, and I do stress this greatly, if you cannot do the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. Well, that's about it. This is your old pal Chuck for Volcanicus. We will see you next time.